Enter studio.
Okay, this is Yirser Ra Hotep, and let me add in my partner in health and wellness and spirituality, Miss Amawe.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, turn your volume up a little bit, I think, or maybe it's my volume. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you greatly.
Okay, so this is our first video cast, and so we're working out all the kinks. We're trying to make sure everything is working right. All the technology is going well, and so this is YogaSkills Kemetic Yoga, and the name of our show is called Journey to a Mentor, and so we're going to explain some things about why we chose that name and what we're going to be doing here on this on this video cast. I keep wanting to call it a podcast, but I think it's called a video cast, right? Or podcast.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
Keeps changing, keeps evolving. But yeah, this is just a show that we can come to you all with news and tips and insights that maybe you didn't know before.
yes. And so let me just let me introduce my collaborator here. This is Miss Amawi Wilkerson, and she is a certified Kemetic yoga instructor, and but she's also a little Imhotep genius, right? Because she is skilled in a lot of different areas of technology and marketing and social media, and so she has consented to help me to bring yoga skills up to a higher level of vibrational frequency and awareness within the minds of the community and of the public in general. And so, one of the purposes of our show is to create more awareness about Kemetic yoga, about the benefits of Kemetic yoga, about the uses of Kemetic yoga, how it can be used as a tool for our liberation, the history of it, and so on and so forth. And so I'm here at our studio in Bronzeville in Chicago. And as you can see, it's a beautiful facility here. I call it the temple, because we do more than just have yoga classes here. It's a spiritual space. And so, and so we just wanted to share a few things about what we do, some of our upcoming events. And another thing that we're going to be doing is talking about some of the things that they do not want you to know about yoga. Okay. Because there's lots of information out here about yoga, its origins, what it is, how you use it, the benefits of it that are sort of mythologized. And there's a lot of yoga that people are doing, which is not really, staying with the real essence and the real purpose of what yoga was created for. And so we're going to talk about all of those things. You have anything you want to add, Amawi?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The Yoga Skills Studio in Brownsville is a great place to be. Not only just to practice yoga. People typically think of yoga as a place to kind of work out, right, to build a certain kind of body. But you really do join a community of people who are trying to heal and get better, and not just heal and meet people, but also learn more about their history. And one thing that I really loved about Kemetic yoga is that we are using the language of our ancestors when we're describing certain poses. And, I think all yoga's purpose is to, tone the body and to, recenter yourself to de stress. However, for me, when I practiced, traditional yoga, we will just call it for, I practiced that for about 3 years, but I always felt that there was something missing. And so Kemetic yoga is really a holistic approach to restoration and to self-identity, and to identify yourself also very strongly with your community. So it's definitely been a place where I have been able to have a connection with intergenerational people. And they also at the Bronzeville studio, we also teach, well, not me personally, but there's a woman named Kalita Kali. She teaches African-centered dance. Some of you might recognize it as like a sort of belly dancing or something like that. It's a lot of fun, and really engaging. So she teaches that on Wednesdays, and on Thursdays we have a Tai Chi class that starts at 3 p.m. And all Black, all Afrocentric teachers. And so I think that if you're really looking for that, this is a really great place to start. So I'm going to put our website in the comments so that you guys can go to the website. You can look at the classes and sign up, or you could definitely just stop in as well. And any teacher will be more than happy to have you join their class.
Okay, well, thank you. We also have capoeira here, which is a form of African martial arts, and that class is taught by Kamal Rashid. And Kamal Rashid is a scholar. In addition to him being a teacher of capoeira, he's also a scholar of African history, African culture, and spirituality. He teaches at the Northeastern Illinois Center for Inner City Studies. And we just got finished doing Soul Yoga Fest. So here in our studio, we had a dinner last Friday, a week ago today, where we honored different people who have made tremendous contributions to Kemetic yoga, to health and wellness in our community. People who have had a historic effect upon us, but who barely get any recognition or awards really for the work that they've done. So we try to identify people who have done things for our community, and who have just made these tremendous contributions that they go unrecognized. Then last Saturday, we had Soul Yoga Fest. Soul Yoga Fest is in its 11th year. It is a free yoga festival that is for the community. So so in a sense, it's our way of giving back to the community. It's our way of giving to the community, but it's also a way of exposing the community to aspects of health and wellness and yoga that they may not be familiar with. Okay. So number one, if people hear about yoga, they think of yoga in a lot of stereotypical ways. So they think of yoga like it's something that you do for flexibility. It's something that you have to be skinny or small if you want to do. It's something that a full-figured person is not able to do. It's something for white people, And so when we have Soul Yoga Fest, we have classes for our senior citizens, for our elders. We have classes for our children. We have classes for men, because a lot of men are missing out on the benefits of yoga, on the practice of yoga, because we hold these stereotypical ideas and views about what yoga is. We had a brother in class last night who I'm hoping to have him as a guest on our show. And he weighs over 300 pounds, I think, but we had him doing a headstand last night, And so what we're doing is that we are breaking down a lot of these stereotypes. We have a class for women that's, at Soul Yoga Fest, we have a class that's just for women. And so Yoga Fest it has gone on in Chicago for the last 11 years. We've had Soul Yoga Fest in Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica. We've had Soul Yoga Fest in Johannesburg, South Africa. We've had Soul Yoga Fest in Paris, France. We've had Soul Yoga Fest twice in Las Vegas, Nevada. We've had Soul Yoga Fest twice in Atlanta, Georgia. We also have a studio in Atlanta, which is run and operated by my daughter down there. So we have classes, and she is a Yoruba priestess. And so she does a lot of spiritual work from an African tradition, within African traditions from that location at 1536 Ralph David Abernathy near the West End in Atlanta. So we also do this. We also have teacher training courses. So one of our courses that we do to train people to become Kemetic yoga instructors is online. And so because of the popularity of online courses for people, we do, Kemetic yoga teachers online. And you can take the whole 200-hour Yoga Alliance approved course online. We have modules online, we have videos, we have training manuals, we have all the materials and things that you need to complete your course. And you can do it at your own pace. And it's at a reasonable price. And so you can find that by clicking on our website, KemeticYogaSkills.com, and you can find that course. In addition, we have courses in Kemetic Yoga in our studio. So anybody who lives in Chicago, wants to travel to Chicago, you can come into the studio and you can take classes here live with me when I'm teaching. And you can gain your certification in Kemetic Yoga, 200-hour Yoga Alliance certification. And so we are the only authentic source for certification as a teacher in Kemetic Yoga. Okay. And so if you want to get certified and be able to register with the Yoga Alliance, but more so than that, if you want to get the actual authentic Kemetic Yoga, because Kemetic Yoga, I'm in Chicago, Kemetic Yoga, the movement of Kemetic Yoga, the rediscovery of Kemetic Yoga, and the fact that our ancestors actually practiced yoga and meditation, it is something that began in Chicago with my teacher, Dr. Yirser Ra Hotep, and myself in the mid-1970s, okay? And so this is the source for Kemetic Yoga. Our lineage is coming from Dr. Yirser Ra Hotep to myself and then to you, okay? And so, and so this is the source. And one thing I want to say about that too is that, my teacher is a scientist. When I say he's a scientist, he has degrees as a naturopathic physician, not a naturopathic, but naprapathic. Naturopathy is a science of healing that you get a degree in, just like a medical degree. It is similar to chiropractic. Okay, so you have to learn anatomy and physiology and pathology and nutrition and all these various sciences, kinesiology. And so our practice of yoga is based upon a really deep understanding of anatomy and physiology, as well as ancient Kemetic history and philosophy and metaphysical science. So we have sort of merged all of these aspects into a unified practice of yoga that includes the mind, that includes the body, and that includes the spirit, not just in words or as a slogan, but in reality, okay? So we are actually combining these aspects of ourselves into one thing to create this thing that we call ma'at. Okay, and ma'at means order, balance, harmony, justice, and reciprocity. So ma'at represents those five principles. Okay, and so and so in our courses we cover that. We also do trips where you can become certified as an instructor in Kemetic yoga by traveling to Kemet on one of our tours of Kemet. And so not only are you going to learn how to do some of the basic techniques of Kemetic yoga, but you're going to actually go inside of the pyramids, the Merkut. The proper name for pyramid is Merkut. You're going to be able to go inside the pyramid and actually experience the energy, this tremendous energy that is present there within those structures that were built over 5,000 years ago and that are built with thousands, with millions of tons, actually billions of tons of stone in just one of the 120 pyramids that exist in Kemet. Okay. You're going to be able to go into the temples and see the artifacts of our ancestors, and you're going to be able to see that our ancestors were African, because when they portrayed themselves on the walls of the temples, they showed themselves as Black. You're going to be able to see the images of the great Pharaoh, the great Nisubiti, which is his title, Ramses II. And this is his statue. And he's sitting in a meditative stance. He's sitting in a meditative posture, a sitting position with his feet flat, his hands on his thighs, his back straight, and he is in a state of meditation. And this is a tremendous temple which was carved from solid rock, from a mountain. So this was a mountain that was sitting there. And the king told his people, build me a temple out of this mountain. And so they carved the statues, 4 large statues of him, 65 feet tall. If you look at the image on your screen, you see me standing in the right-hand corner. I'm 6'2", and so that's 65 feet tall. So this is a monumental masterpiece of engineering, architecture, art, so on and so forth. There's nothing else like this on the planet Earth. And so we take you there so you can actually see these things for yourself. And not only are you going to see these things, you're going to be actually able to touch them. You're going to be actually able to experience the energy that exists there. All the temples of ancient Kemet were built in a certain locations where there is vortex energy emerging from the earth, and it's merging with your body. It's having a transformational effect, a transcendental effect upon your mind, upon your consciousness. And so this is just an example of the great things that you're going to see on our tour. And so we take our next tour in November, from November 23rd until December 4th. We're going to be in Kemet, okay? So we go into ancient Egypt, and all that information is on our website at KemeticYogaSkills.com. And you can add to that trip, you can add a trip to Ghana. When we leave Kemet, you can either go back to the US or you can travel with us to Ghana, West Africa, and you will see the traditional culture and spirituality from which we came. You'll be able to experience a little bit of the history of enslavement that's there, and see some of the experiences that our ancestors went through when they were captured and put into slavery. But that is only a small part of the experience. We would be in the groves of coconut trees, in the forest, and we would be practicing yoga outside. We would be near the ocean practicing yoga outside, allowing the breezes from the ocean to come into our nostrils as we practice our yoga. We will be, experiencing the dance and the drumming. You would go through a naming ceremony while we are there. And the naming ceremony helps to redefine who you are. Okay. So you get a spiritual name, a ritual is performed that allows the official or the priest in the ancient African tradition to choose a name for you and also to choose a lineage. So they don't just say, oh, well, you was born on Saturday, so your name is Kwame. They also have a process that they go through where they connect you with a family, they connect you with your own lineage that you are, connected to. So you're going to actually be connected to a family in Ghana. And you will also be able to have the opportunity to see land that we have acquired in Ghana, where we are actually building a community. Okay. So we have a place where we can build up to 70 homes in Ghana. And so you can come and be part of that. You can see the first home is being mostly completed, and you'll be able to see it for yourself and see that this is something that's real and that you have the opportunity to do this. Okay. And so that is from December 4th until December 15th. And so we will be training in Ghana. We have an initiative called the African Kemetic Yoga Initiative, where we are choosing, to train at least 20 people who live in Ghana or other parts of Africa to become Kemetic yoga instructors. And so once they become certified, they'll be able to teach Kemetic yoga. They'll be able to earn income from teaching Kemetic yoga. But most importantly is that they will be teaching something that is giving a really powerful tool to the people, teaching them how to breathe, how to relax, how to eat the best food. Okay. Stress management, health, wellness. That is what a Kemetic yoga teacher is about. A Kemetic yoga teacher is not just somebody who's going to teach you how to stretch, teach you how to strengthen your core muscles or get the yoga butt and all that kind of stuff. The Kemetic yoga teacher is somebody who's teaching you about life, about your health, about your well-being. And what our goal is to really allow you to connect back to the pre-enslavement spiritual traditions that we had prior to enslavement, prior to colonization. What were we doing before the introduction of the various religions and the various systems of economic oppression that we were put under? So we want to understand these things. So in our teacher training manual, we have 400 pages of teacher training manual. When I submitted our materials to the Yoga Journal, to the Yoga Alliance for them, because I had students who asked me to join the Yoga Alliance so they can get more opportunities to teach yoga in schools and hospitals and so on and so forth. Institutions that require you to have a Yoga Alliance approved teacher training certificate. That's why I joined Yoga Alliance, not because I like Yoga Alliance, but because it's the practical thing to do. And when I submitted my training materials, they told me that out of the 100,000 schools who are registered with them, that my training materials are the best. Okay. We have videos, we have audio, we have reading materials, we have books, and we have a tremendous library of ebooks that we provide to you as as part of our training. You know, and our philosophy is that we go by what we call quality assurance and best practices. We do not want people to become injured. We want people to become healed. We're not just trying to teach you how to stretch. We're trying to teach you how to relax your mind. I am a social worker, okay? I've worked as a social worker for over 40 years. I worked as a therapist for over 40 years. I worked with every population of people with different types of problems, from health issues to stress issues to substance abuse to mental illness. Okay, to I worked in the child welfare system and so on and so forth. Every venue that I've ever performed my duties in, I've always included yoga. I've always included meditation as therapeutic interventions to help people. Okay, and so many of our instructors are social workers. Many of our instructors are PhDs in psychology. Okay, who are attempting to incorporate the principles of Kemetic yoga, the principles of meditation from an African-centered perspective into their practice. Okay. And so we also do teacher training courses in Jamaica. So we go to Jamaica every January and we go there every July. And we do what we call Healing Sun Kemetic Yoga retreat and teacher training. Okay. And we doing this in, near the ocean, in the, in the grass areas. We're able to get fresh coconut water every day. We're able to get fresh papayas and mangoes from the trees, bananas, so on and so forth, so that the body is able to change during this time. We're absorbing the sunlight, we're getting the fresh air, we're getting the fresh fruits and vegetables, all the enzymes, all the minerals, and so on and so forth. So we have all these different experiences that's available for you, right? Yoga in Egypt, yoga in Jamaica, yoga in Ghana, and also online. If you can't make it to any of those places, you can take our online course, which is self-paced. You go at your own rate of speed, and everything you need is going to be there. So, so that's what's happening. So what am I missing on Maui? I know I'm probably missing something.
No, I just wanted to say from, a student perspective, I was somebody that was looking for, Kemetic outlets, or I didn't really know. I mean, I heard the term Kemet, but I was looking for something that was real. I like to tell people that, when I found Kemetic yoga, you know, or before I found Kemetic yoga, I would always say, that Black people started this, right? Like it all came from, black folks. Like even, in any discipline that I would be talking to somebody with. But from finding Kemetic yoga, it's been really enlightening to actually know where it came from, to know the time period that it came from, to know the people's names that actually brought forth this knowledge or inscribed it on the walls of the temples. Which temple? Oh, okay, so the temples have names and they have different locations. So this is real knowledge that has been hidden from us, that people like Master Yirser have actually traveled multiple times to these locations to actually bring us this knowledge. So it's truly enlightening to be able to be a part of this, and to not only learn things from a book or from online. Like this is a real life person who is teaching you all of these things, and very authentically. If you know he's a very authentic person, and he's not going to steer you wrong. After some of my traditional yoga classes, I am sore, and I am in pain and like hurting in different places. And with practicing Kemetic yoga, yeah, you might leave sweating, right? Depending on the kind of practice, but you're not in pain. You actually feel so relieved, and not only just relieved, but energized. I think one of my favorite sequences is the Ma'at Ka sequence. And for those of you who have done that sequence, you know that like right after that, you just feel like you can run for miles and miles. Like I always feel like I can sing. Like I'm always in the car, just like blast my music, or not having any music, but just like singing so loudly because we're opening up our throat and the muscles in our throat and our throat chakra. And I just feel like I've been able to communicate more of who I am authentically, and been able to just speak more clearly. Um, with the breathing techniques, and I don't want to ramble here, but it's just Kemetic yoga is definitely a holistic approach to healing. We talk about diet. We talk about how to maintain your energy when you're around people who might suck your energy, whether they want to or not. You know, energy moves from the highest concentration to lowest concentration. So sometimes people don't mean to, but it's just in their nature because they're at a lower frequency level than you are, that they are going to suck your energy. So we learn about how to keep that energy through actual techniques. You know, this is very science based. This is very ancestral and historical based practices. So if you are looking for something that's real, that's authentic, that is your actual history, I think I know that Kemetic yoga is definitely the way to go. And where else to get it than from the source? You know, so Yirser Ra Hotep has brought this knowledge from, you know, the historical context into a context where we can actually utilize it. It's not something to say, oh wow, my ancestors did that, that's great, and you just kind of leave it there. It's something that you can actually practice, the practice that they did, right? And so that has completely changed my life. And so if you're interested in something like that, then this is the practice for you. So I've written in the comments, you know, the the website. You can follow Yasir on his various social media pages. He's on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So you can follow him at any of those places, and he is very responsive. So if you send him a message, he will respond back to you. And again, the online course, it is very comprehensive. And you know, I like to know facts, so he has a lot of PDF booklets about, you know, the science of the poses that we are doing. And the videos are very informative and take you through each posture and each sequence, so you really know what you are doing. So definitely sign up as soon as you're able.
Thank you, Maui. And one thing I need to also add is that I will be traveling to Brazil, and you know, we offer trips to Brazil and to an area of Brazil which is called Bahia. And Brazil is very important because Brazil has over 100 million people of African descent, or what we might call Black people. Okay, so it's the largest population of Black people outside, you know, in the Western Hemisphere. Okay, and I'm sure, you know, a lot of those people came there during the transatlantic slave trade, but we also have evidence that Africans were going, you know, into the Western Hemisphere, you know, hundreds of years prior to this guy named Colombo, you know, Columbus, whatever his name is, going over there, right? And so, there is a rich African culture that still exists in Brazil, especially in Bahia. And so when we go there, you know, if you choose to go, you're going to be able to see the you know, the artifacts of that culture that still exist. You're going to also be able to practice yoga in very beautiful locations. You're going to be able to eat food which is natural, grown from the earth. It doesn't taste like any other food that you get any other place, you know. And I'm talking about your fruits and your vegetables that you get, and also some of the local dishes. And so I'm going to be going there. I'm going to be posting things on my various social media platforms. So I want you to come to our YouTube channel and I want you to subscribe. Okay. I want you to go to our Instagram and I want you to subscribe. I want you to go to our Facebook page and I want you to, to follow, become a follower so you can get updates on what's going on. Also go to our website, KemeticYogaSkills.com, and sign up for the newsletter. The newsletter, we give you updates on events and on activities and on programs that we're doing. And we also send out information and tips about Kemetic Yoga. We also have our blog that we do on our website. And so you want to get updated, you want to get the information, the knowledge that we're trying to share, okay? And in the world today, there's about 8,000 certified Kemetic yoga instructors all over the world, okay? We have instructors as far as New Zealand and Australia, people who have traveled to Jamaica from New Zealand and from Australia to get certified. And I've also been to those places to also certify people. So I've been all over the world. I've been to Kemet about 30 times. I've been to Ethiopia many times. I've been to Ghana many times. I've been to Tanzania, South Africa many times, and so on and so forth. So everything I do, I try to do it authentically. I try to do it with purpose and with reality. I invest lots of my time and my resources into my travels, into sharing what I'm doing with other people in our community, right? So, so we ask you for your support. So if you even if you want to just make a donation, but if you want to come and take these trips, if you want to become a part of our affiliate program where you can refer people to become a instructor, you become a certified instructor, and you would get I forget the name of the word, but you would get a reward. You would get a stipend, or whatever you call it. You get some money, for referring people to become to sign up for the online course. So you see it up on your screen. And so if you become an affiliate, then you can also share in the proceeds, we try to keep our prices as low as possible. The price of travel is higher than what it used to be. So, so our prices have to adjust to those things, But once you become certified in Kemetic Yoga, you are official. You can earn income. You can make, your investment back, in a short period of time. If you have the entrepreneurial spirit and if you, just think correctly, you can make your money back that you spend on training. You can make that back in a month, if you are, if you're thinking and using your resources and using your mind and your energy in the proper way. One of the things that happen to people when they come and take one of our trainings, especially one of our overseas trainings, where they're able to go to Jamaica, where they're able to go to Egypt, when they're able to go to Ghana, is that they actually have breakthroughs. A lot of times people have blockages in their creativity. They have blockages in the way that they're thinking about themselves, and they're sort of stuck where they need to have a breakthrough in order to see what they're going to do with the rest of their life. And so when you start to go to these places that were populated by our ancestors, you receive information. A lot of the yoga that I do is things, are practices that I've seen on the walls of the temples, but it's also insights that I get from, just downloading, right? So we have another image here. So this is me inside of the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid. And I'm laying inside of the place in that room they call the King's Chamber. And this is where people come. I believe people would come here to download information. They never found a body of the king in this space. I believe it's a space where people came to do certain types of meditation, where they was able to download information. And so what I'm doing, laying there, they don't want you to do that. So I have to go through some maneuvers, be able to get in there and do that. But just being able to get into that space, it's called a neb ankh. Being able to get into that space was very deep to me, and I had a lot of different experiences inside of there, you know. So when we go to Kemet, you know, we learn a lot of different information. I'm not going to put all of this stuff on you, but this is supposed immortality. This is the chair that came from the tomb of Tutankhamun. Okay, this is the drawing of the chair on the left side, and that's me back in the day, you know. But you can see the drawing, and you can see that this is a yoga posture. You know, a lot of times people want to dispute whether our ancestors actually did yoga. This yoga posture, this pose, is not present in any place in India. It's not present in any Indian artifacts. It's only present in Kemet. And so, again, one of the things that we want to talk about is things that they don't really want you to know about yoga. And so we're going to be in this show, we're going to be giving you information that you may not know about, that you may not have ever heard of, or would not have ever heard of if you did not tune in to us. Okay, so I appreciate everybody coming in and spending your time listening to us and watching us. I appreciate everybody's comments and positive energy that you're sending to us. And I see Secunda. I see you, Secunda Joseph. Yeah, I see you there. And she's she was in training in Kemet. I mean, not in Kemet, in Jamaica. You know, and she came from Texas, another one of our beautiful sisters in Texas, right? And so, you know, we have, like I said, we have. I believe that Kemetic Yoga Skills is the largest Black-owned and operated yoga school in the world, because we have over 8,000 instructors. I don't know of anybody else who have been putting out that many instructors, and we train and certify many people every year. You know, so we have grown and grown and grown, and so so join us. Come to the studio, contact us. We also have instructional videos that you can just practice, that you can purchase online. You can purchase the downloadable digital version, or we would mail you out the actual DVD, if that's what you prefer, if you're that old school, DVD and CD. And so I want to wrap up by saying a mentor. The name of our show is Journey to a Mentor. A mentor is Amen Ta, 2 words, right? 2 parts, right? And Amen means the hidden one, something that is hidden, something that is behind the scenes, something that is you know, a mystery, right? That we're trying to, but someplace that we're trying to get to. The word Ta, T-A, means place, a place or a land, right? And so Journey to a Mentor is the movement, our movement towards the unknown, towards the subconscious, towards the spirit world, which is where we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to that place that is beyond our physical senses, right? We're trying to get to that place that is beyond our physical senses. Okay. And this is the essence of what we're trying to do with Kemetic Yoga. We're trying to go beyond our perceived limitations, right? Because we perceive that we cannot do certain things. We perceive that we have limitations. We perceive that we are not able to, to achieve certain heights and to overcome certain obstacles and challenges, because our perception of ourselves is that we have limitation, that we have less resources than what we need to have. So a mentor, moving towards a mentor, is a place of empowerment. It's a place of self-realization, and it's a place of self-actualization. And so this is our journey that we take ourselves on when we move into Kemetic Yoga. Okay. And so are there any questions that I need to answer, Sister Amawi?
It's not looking like it. Looks like maybe people are holding off until later. Maybe it'll pop up in their head. I just told them that they can message you on your social media channels. So Yirser is on Instagram at Kemetic Yoga Skills. It's also on Twitter at YogaSkills, LinkedIn, and YouTube, all at Yoga Skills or Kemetic Yoga Skills. So definitely feel free to reach out. Again, he's a very authentic person, so he's going to love that you guys are taking the time out to message him, and he's also swift with his responses as well. You can also message him at yisir@yogaskills.com. That is his email. And also, this is the first of many series. So if you guys have any topics that you guys want to talk about, any any topics that seem kind of confusing when you look them up online, this is a great expert to ask those questions, and then perhaps we will make that the whole topic for our next episode. So definitely stay tuned. Go to kemeticyogaskills.com and sign up for the newsletter so that we can inform you of the next one. And thank you everybody for coming. Really appreciate the attendance.
And one thing I know it's so much to say, but one thing we didn't talk about the new documentary, which is out about Kemetic Yoga. It's the first documentary about Kemetic Yoga. Is called The Ankh. Maybe you can put it in there, Amawi. The Ankh, the science of Kemetic Yoga, that was produced and directed by one of our Kemetic Yoga instructors, who was also a filmmaker. Her name is Gail Ferguson. And so we had a Chicago premiere of The Ankh, the science of Kemetic Yoga, at the Soul Yoga Fest last Friday in our studio. And so it's a masterful documentary. It's a masterful film. And if you look it up, you can find it on Vimeo, and you can actually purchase it or rent it for a period of time on Vimeo, and you can watch it. And so this is something that we need to support. We need to support projects like this, because people are doing these things out of their own small budget. We're not getting money from any corporations. We're not getting any donations from any billionaires and stuff like that. Everything that we're doing is out of love, and we're using our own resources to make it happen. We have this space here, this studio, this temple, and it is for rent. Anybody who wants to rent it for an event. We have over 2,000 square feet. We have a juice bar. We have a refrigerator. We have 2 bathrooms, which are handicap accessible.
Very clean.
Very clean. We clean it. We keep our place clean. Mm-hmm. We have the sun coming in, so on and so forth. So come to our studio. Come for an event. People travel here from other cities just to come and take classes here. So come, take class, and so on and so forth. And I know I'm leaving out something because there's so much that we do that it's hard to keep track of everything. But I'm gonna end it there. And again, please come and participate. Go to our website, see what we have to offer, and also sign up to become an affiliate and earn a income. I just call it income from becoming an affiliate and referring people. You would get a code, and when people put in that code for the teacher training course online, you would automatically receive a income from doing that. And so, we're about we're about empowerment. Everything that we do is self-funded. So we don't have any investors. All we have is the people. So thank you very much. This was a wonderful opportunity. I never want to stop, but I always have to stop because time is always a factor.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to end by saying the words Ankh, Uja, Seneb, which are our ancient African words that means life, health, and prosperity. So I'm wishing everyone Ankh, Uja, Seneb, life, health, and prosperity. And then we say the word Hotep. Hotep means peace. Hotep.
Thank you. See you guys next time.